Have you ever met someone who seems to win at everything? Even when they're not the smartest, not the richest, not the most connected, yet everything they touch turns to gold. It's not luck, and it's definitely not what they post about on social media. There's a hidden rule they follow, and today I'm going to expose it. Because here's the truth. The most successful people won't admit this out loud. They'll talk about hard work, they'll mention grit, maybe even hustle culture. But none of that explains why they're 5 steps ahead while others are stuck on step 1. This secret is uncomfortable. It's not sexy, and it's not something you'll learn in school. Let me tell you a story. A guy I knew, no college degree, no mentors, no rich family, just a regular dude working at a gas station. But today, he owns 3 companies. Not because he manifested it, but because he figured out this one principle. And once you understand it, you'll start seeing through the lies society sells you. You'll realize you were never lazy. You were just never taught the rules of the real game. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had an idea that you knew could work, but you didn't move on it? You overthought. You waited for the right time. You scrolled, distracted yourself, and talked yourself out of it. You felt that internal resistance, right? That voice saying, "What if you fail? What will people think?" That voice is the reason most people stay average. And that's the first layer of the secret. See, the real winners don't listen to that voice. They act before they're ready. They move while others hesitate. They understand that perfection is a trap. And here's where it gets even crazier. That voice, it never actually goes away. Even billionaires feel it. But the difference? They don't negotiate with it.
You've been trained your whole life to believe that success is about strategy, planning, and credentials. But strategy doesn't matter if your psychology is broken. Because the real battle isn't outside you, it's inside your head. Here's the part nobody tells you. Success is less about talent and more about tolerance. How much discomfort can you tolerate? How much boredom, rejection, uncertainty, awkwardness can you endure? Most people run from it, but successful people, they lean in. They get addicted to the pain of growth. Why? Because they know what's on the other side. They know the pain of regret is far worse than the pain of discipline. They felt both, and they chose. There's a reason why every ultra-successful person has a morning routine that sounds ridiculous. Cold showers, 4 a.m. wake-ups, journaling, meditation. Not because those things are magical, but because those things build friction tolerance. And friction tolerance is the real advantage. You want to know what separates the 1% from everyone else? It's not their mindset. It's not even their money. It's how fast they move through resistance. They've trained their nervous system to stay calm in chaos, to act when others freeze, to risk being judged, misunderstood, even hated, because they know that silence is more comfortable than criticism. But comfort never made anyone legendary. Now let me hit you with something heavy. The life you want, the body, the business, the relationships, it all lives on the other side of 100 uncomfortable conversations, 1,000 boring days, 10,000 tiny actions you don't feel like taking. You're not stuck. You're just addicted to easy. And that's by design. The system wants you distracted. Dopamine scrolling, chasing likes instead of purpose. They've built platforms that reward you for passivity. They don't want you dangerous. They want you obedient. And being nice and liked keeps you small. But guess what? The winners, the real winners, they stopped caring about being liked a long time ago. They care about impact. They care about leverage. They care about freedom. They understand that discomfort now means power later. So let me give it to you straight. The secret successful people won't admit is this: they are ruthlessly consistent with uncomfortable actions. That's it. No hacks, no shortcuts. Just brutal honesty and daily execution. And if that sounds boring to you, good, because that's why it works. While you're chasing motivation, they're building systems. While you're asking, what if? They're doing the thing scared. While you're waiting for a sign, they've already failed and started again. They know momentum isn't given, it's built. Ever notice how the most confident people are usually the ones who've failed the most? It's not an accident. Confidence is a byproduct of volume of action, volume of discomfort, volume of micro-wins that compound over time. The truth is, most people will never get what they want, not because they don't deserve it, but because they don't want it bad enough to bleed for it. They want the prize, not the process. They want the outcome, not the identity shift. And success? Success is identity. You don't do successful things, you become a successful person. Through repetition, through friction, through doing hard things, especially when no one's watching. Let me prove it to you. Think about someone you admire, a CEO, an artist, an athlete. Now think about what their daily life probably looks like. It's not glamorous, it's not Instagrammable, it's probably repetitive, painful, lonely, but they keep going because they've connected their identity to action. They don't try, they are. They've burned the backup plan. They're not negotiating with average anymore. And here's the final punch. You can do the same, but only if you're willing to get brutally honest with yourself. No more waiting, no more wishing, no more someday. You don't need more books, more courses, more podcasts. You need movement, action, today. So what's the thing you've been avoiding? What's the uncomfortable conversation you keep putting off? The risk you know you need to take? The dream you've buried under excuses? Dig it up. Write it down. Attack it. Do it before you're ready, before it's perfect, before your fear catches up. Because here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. You're not getting younger. You're not getting more time. And the window is closing. Success isn't some grand event. It's not a big break. It's 1,000 tiny decisions made in silence, stacked, multiplied, until one day everyone calls you lucky. But you'll know better. You'll know it was built in the shadows, forged in discomfort, refined in discipline. So the next time you see someone winning, don't ask, what's their secret? Ask, what pain did they train themselves to embrace? Because that's the real flex. Not the car, not the house, not the followers, but the scars they earned when no one was watching. This is the secret most successful people will never admit. They did the shit no one wanted to do, over and over, until the world had no choice but to notice. Now it's your turn.